Peace, assalamu alaikum, hotep, grand rising, praise God, what's up, what's happening, or whatever it is that you subscribe to. I need y'all to ride with me one more time today. I just left the job site, y'all can see I'm all dirty and whatnot. About to go home, take a shower, get me something to eat and relax. I'm them now, so I go to sleep early and I get up early. I get up like 2 or 3 o'clock every morning. And that's when I get to do, that's when I do my thinking, my meditating, and my planning and strategizing. So yeah, y'all ride with me. And while y'all ride with me, hit that like button, share, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do. If you don't wanna do it, it's cool. I appreciate the view. But I dropped a story this morning about my first birthday. I'm in my zone now, so I was like, man, let me go and share another street story. So I'm gonna go and share the story about my homeboy that I shot at, but he don't even know it to this day. He don't know it. So yeah, my homeboy, I ain't gonna call his name. All we did was fight when we were growing up. I'm talking about since kids. I can't say too much because people gonna know what I'm talking about. But his house was popping. His house was the drug house, the party house. It's where everybody came to. Like, people stayed all night. If you could find you somewhere to sleep, goddamn. I mean, that was the house. That was the hood house. They were everybody, where everybody did their thing. Had sold dope, got you a little shot of pussy. This was the house. But yeah, so my homeboy, I mean, we was always fighting. But I'm gonna share the story of what led up to me shooting at him. So this is around the time I got kicked out of school. I had to start going to the school in the L because I was messing with the white girl. If you haven't checked the story out about me messing with the snow bunny and this what happened, go check that story out so you can pick up what I'm putting down. So I'm going to this school, and I said in that video about the snow bunny that these two towns, the P and the L, they've been rivals for generations, even before my daddy time. The rivalry just really stopped like probably a year ago. It really just stopped. And I'm surprised that it ain't picked back up, because one youngster got shot in the head at a party a couple years ago, and his brother was locked up. And I know his brother, like, he just got out, but I know he really on that get back type. But you know, he probably done changed by now. I mean, I don't know. That was his second time going to prison. So maybe he changed. Maybe he don't want to get no get back for his brother. It was his brother that got shot in the head. And they saying they know who done it, but the story is there was a lot of people out there, and the one that got shot, he was whooping one of the guys, and people just started shooting. But they say they know who done it, but ain't nobody never get locked up for it. But anyway, so these two towns always been rivalries. But the L, I'm from the P, but the L is where all my mom people from. Like, my family is from the L. And I rock with the L. I never got into, me and my little brother, we never got into the P and the L type stuff. But when I moved to the L, I got into a fight with another dude, he my cousin, G Roller, we're gonna call him G Roller. I got a lot of stories about G Roller. But me and him got to fighting, and he went back and told the homeboys in the P that I was down there trying to jump on him. So that started a whole issue. But like I said, I never got into it. I never got into the rivalry between the P and the L. But by the L, by my mom being from the L, and this is what my family had, like, they gonna ride with me. That was just what it was. So it still made it seem like it was a P in the L situation, but it was really just me and this one dude, and he really was just he's just a hater. He been that way his whole life. And I be thinking, like, why did I used to even keep coming around knowing these dudes don't like me? You know what I mean? Knowing any little old thing gonna make us fight, but that's just how we grew up. I mean, when I was growing up, I mean, you had to fight. You gonna fight, and damn near every day, going to school, at school, and coming from school. So I just be thinking, like, why I used to keep hanging around these dudes? But we were just kids, though. You know what I mean? So anyway, so this going on, there's a lot of things happening in between time when I got to shooting at him. For example, one night, we had a basketball game in the L. The P and the L playing against each other. The game over. The guys from the P, they getting on the school bus. The guys from the L, they talking shit. They get off the school bus, one thing led to another, and everybody just fighting. But it's all about me though, because he went back and told them that I was down there with them trying to jump on him, which was a big ass lie. So we out there fighting. That's one incident, and I'm gonna tell the full story some other time. And another incident, me, Jason, I'm gonna say Jason real name, Tank, I'm gonna say Tank real name, Foots, I'm gonna say Foots real name. Foots, he one of my cousins. He from New York. They moved to Mississippi. Me and Foots the same age. He had a twin brother. His twin brother got killed in New York, but I was locked up. Foots was locked up too. But who was? Yeah, me, Jason, Tank, and Foot. So we looking for some weed, and the person who had the weed at this time from the L wasn't nobody around. I forgot what was going on that night, but wasn't nobody around. So we shoot to the P. Now let me back up a little bit. It was said that I can't come back to the P because of what he told him, and then we just got to fighting at the school and in the L. But man, this is why this is where my family at. This is where my mom, this was my house at. The house I grew up in. This, you know what I mean? Because I'm living in the L at the time, going to school in the L. But by this time, I hadn't got kicked out of school, so I ain't even going to school. So we shoot to the P. We go to the bottoms, and I ain't gonna say who was out there. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Big Trick was out there. They around the bonfire. Big Trick and a couple more gangsters was out there. And so I tell Tank to get out the car to go get the weed. So Tank went and got the weed, and Big Trick, he looking. Big Trick probably don't even remember this. But he looking, and I guess he spotted me, and he was like, you know, he don't even supposed to be down here. You know what I mean? So Tank was like, man, you know, we just came to get some trees, and we finna roll up. So, you know, we leave. I'm thinking we finna go back to the L so we can smoke and then go mess out with some females. Cause I was messing with the same girl. The story I'm telling you about, the story I'm gonna tell tomorrow. I might tell it tomorrow about she fell in love at the club, Motel 6 edition. We supposed to go mess with her and her cousin. I was messing with one of her cousins at the time. I mean, we teenagers, you know what I mean? So, but Tank, he like a girl in the P. So he like, man, we gonna go stop at I ain't saying that, but I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, bro, these dudes see me down here, it's gonna go down. So I ain't saying nothing. So we go to the girl house. We on Nan Street, and G Roller passed by. The car we in is a Monte Carlo on I think it had some Dayton. It had some kind of rims on it, but everybody knew the car. So he passing by, and it's dark. It's about to be dark. So he passing by, he see the car, and then he make a block. And I'm sitting on the car. He make a block. He passed by, and he looking mean mugging and shit. And so he and the girls out here too. So he smashed off, and then one of the girls say, "You already know he finna go get such and such, such and such. He finna go get them gangsters." And I'm claiming gangsters at this time, but I told y'all they never did bless me in at this time because my daddy didn't play that shit. Even though I was already in the streets, I was already too far gone. But he just didn't want me involved in that. You know what I mean? He was like, just, be yourself, do your own thing. You ain't gotta be part of that. My dad was real cool. But anyway, so she like, he finna go get such and such now. And so they pass back by. They get ready to pull up. And the girl who house we was at, she like, "Nuh-uh, y'all ain't finna bring that to my house. Y'all ain't finna bring that to my house. Y'all take it to the schoolyard." That was everybody used to hang out in the schoolyard. "Y'all take it to the schoolyard." So at this time, I'm like, well, shit, it's on now. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Yeah, but I had already knew, like, it's gonna go down if they see me out here because, so much done happened. I mean, shit. So we struck out to the schoolyard. They all standing out there. And I jump out the car. I'm thinking I'm finna fight G Roller. I charge at him, and then the other guys, I ain't gonna say their name. They jumped me, bro. They got me on the ground. They beat me up. And Jason, he was real. Like Jason, that was my dog. That was my dog. I already know he gon' go for me. Jason, he jumped out the car with the gun and he went to shooting. Fire, 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 fire. So I'm thinking to myself, all these G's that's in the bottoms, that's around the bonfire, they finna come up here. It's finna be a whole issue. But while he's shooting, everybody taking off the running and tanking foots, they came, got me off the ground. I was straight though. I mean, they busted me up a little bit, but we got in the car and we shoot off. And the dude, my homeboy that I'm telling y'all about that I was locked up with, he was a part of, the jumping or whatnot. So that was another incident. And Jason, he ended up going to jail the next day. And but I'm gonna tell that story some other time. And so one night, we in the air, we in Turnkey. It's a project called Turnkey in the air. And then once you can walk behind some houses in the project, and across the street on Myrick Avenue is a game room where everybody used to hang out at, shooting pool or whatnot. That was another hangout spot. But we all in front of Turnkey. We on the top of what they call the top of the key. And so the dude who I was locked up with, my homeboy, I just refuse to say his name, him and another dude, they come through. We know the car. It was a little small white Escort. They come through and I think they were playing Snoop Dogg or something. And the dude who driving, he kind of looked like Snoop Dogg. But anyway, they come, and Turnkey is a circle. Like, it's just one way in, one way out. It's just a big old circle. But we all standing in front on top of the key. So they come through, they creeping, got the window down, they playing, I think it was Snoop Dogg, I forgot what they were playing. And they looking at shit. So Dante. Dante, like, he like, what the hell you looking at? You know what I mean? So they speed off, but they make the block. And when they get in front of us, they slow down again. And there's about 10 of us out here. We just out here drinking and smoking and just talking, you know what I mean? Shit. And they slow down, they do the same thing. And Dante said, man, he come through here one more time, he gonna go down. So they spin the block again, they come through. Like I said, they had the window down. And Dante had a beer bottle in his hand. And he kind of ran up to the car a little bit, threw the beer bottle and hit bro, and I almost said his name. And hit bro in the face. And he kind of squirmed and he smashed off. But this time they didn't come back around. They made the circle and they left. And I'm already knowing these my homeboys. I'm from the P. Now I gotta say this. Let me go to a commercial break if I may. At this time, like the generation, like the guys before me, Big Trick them, Shotgun them. At this time, the P was known for doing drive-bys and shooting at the L, at the cats from the L. The cats in the P, the gangsters in the P, they gonna shoot. But the cats in the L, they really wasn't on the shooting stuff at this time, but they is not. Like they so milk now. You know, they just really, about fighting or whatnot. This in the early 90s. 92, 93, some shit like that. 94, something like that. So I'm knowing, like, they coming back. They coming back. And, we all young, bro. 14, 15, 16. The dude who was driving, I think he may have been 17 at the time. But my homeboy who I'm telling y'all about, me and him the same age. So we probably about 14, 15 at the time. So I'm knowing they coming back. So we still standing out there. And it don't take long to get from the P to the L or from the L to the P. It ain't about, if you speeding, you can get there in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So about 30 minutes later, we still kicking it, you know what I mean? And we see the car. We see the car, and it's at night. We see the car, and some girls that was out there, they wasn't over there where we was at. They was kind of on the other side of the street. And one of the girls screamed, "He got a gun, he got a gun, he got a gun." And my homeboy, the dude I'm talking about, he known for shooting. He known for shooting and fighting. And, he got a reputation for being crazy and all, whatnot. He got a gun, he got a gun. She went to screaming. So I just so happened to look before I take off running, and he hanging out the window. He got a shotgun, look like a 12 gauge pump. And these my homeboys, so I'm knowing, like, I know this what it was. Cause I done been around him with it, you know what I mean? So he hanging out the window, and you hear boom, boom. We break out. I run behind. I run through the project, run behind the house. It's kind of dark, and you really can't see. And I ran behind the game room. I kept on running the street until the commotion died down, and we ended up coming back. And the dude who, my homeboy who did the shoot. So let me go back. His sister was in the back seat when they came through the first time. But when they came through the second time, it was just them two. And I believe that was the real reason why they came back. This is a story I got years later. Because the sister was in the car. And they were gonna come back anyway. But anyway, so that was that was the incident that made me say, okay, I'm gonna shoot at him. I don't want to kill nobody. I ain't saying it like I'm just no cold-blooded gangster or no cold-blooded killer. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it like that. but I'm knowing something gotta happen. You know what I mean? So one night, I'm in turnkey, I'm in the project, and I'm sitting on the hot box behind one of the houses, and it's dark back there, so you can't see. It's me, Keely. Keely is I said his name was something else in the story I told about my first robber, the one who went in with the gun, him, and his brother from St. Louis. He dead now, rest in peace. We on the we sitting on the hot box, we smoking a blunt, and then Keely was like, they go such and such, they go such and such. So where we sitting at, we can see the game room, so we can see cars coming down Myrick, and then when they turn into the project, we can turn to the left, and we can see the car come in. And I had that famous 25 pistol. I had that 25. So I pull it out and I cock it. And so Jermaine was like, "Man, what you finna do?" I said, "Man, I'm finna pop him." This one, I'm like, I really don't want to shoot him though. You know what I mean? So they make the circle, and they coming back out. So I got closer to Myrick. It's dark, you really can't see. I got closer to Myrick, waiting on him to come down some. And when he came down, I let off about 3 shots. Pow, pow. You can pow, pow, pow. You know, I had a little 25, a little put, pow, pow, pow. And so you can see the car kind of stop, then sped off. But I'm in the dark, so you really can't see me. You know what I mean? But to this day, he don't know that was me. And I got another story of when I shot at somebody. It was G Roller, and to this day, he don't know it was me. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I need to go on and share that story, man. Since I'm in my zone, I'm dropping videos today. I just feel like I was gonna go on and share that story. You know what I mean? So it's your main man, Yasir. Until the next story, y'all be smooth out here.